Welcome to AlphaCars Service Center. My name is Dimitri, and we're here today with Ian. He runs the camera, but he will be keeping us all up to date on this video on the project we're doing. And here to my left, to your right, is a Porsche Cayenne with a very challenging water leak. We're making awesome progress here, but this video is about another car. Everybody loves Porsches, but very few people know about Volgas. And we have one here. We actually sold it recently. And this car is in absolutely stunning, like when I say stunning, it's stunning original, not stunning restored, because stunning original and stunning restored are two different things. So if we just take a peek at it, it is absolutely amazing. It is also amazing that it was made in the country that does not exist anymore. The country lasted a little over 70 years and fell apart. It was called Soviet Union. And this car was made there. They did a few things very good. This one was one of them. The car is so substantial, it's unreal. Like anywhere you look, it is an incredibly over-engineered, overbuilt, and insane level of serviceability. Like you can take things apart to the level of individual pieces and beyond. And then if they wanted to deliver fuel to the carburetor, for example, look at the fuel lines. This is a fuel line. In most houses, the gas supply is not as heavy duty. This is just a low pressure fuel line. So we have a fuel filter here, fuel filter there. We have this is the original hose from 1970, what year is it?
79.
79.
Yeah.
Marcia, I'm sorry, this guy is 79. We were just talking about. So 1979, this is the original hose from 1979, and it's not going anywhere. And all the hoses here are like that. So this car is exclusive because of its condition. The color is very special because most of these were black because they were meant and they were built for members of Communist Party, somewhat higher ranking, not top ranking, but high ranking. And the green ones were for the theatrical elite. So this car, we don't know, maybe a famous actor was using it, enjoying it. So we end up very lucky, we acquired the car, and then we sold it. We got even more lucky, we sold it locally. So now the new owner decided to keep the car for a very, very long time and retain its originality. So how do you do that? The first thing you do is protect it from rust, and also keep it away from UV is helpful, but if you intend of driving the car or even storing the car, to protect your vintage car from rust is a huge, big deal. So you should definitely think about it. And how you do that, you're going to be able to see it from this video. We're going to show you the products and techniques, how to not only protect the car from the underside, because that may seem simple, but it isn't, but most importantly, to get the protective coatings in enclosed areas, things you don't actually see, things under the sheet metal, rocker panels, inside of the doors, bottom edges, the edges of the, if you look at this edge, you would see on many cars, not on this one, there would be little rusted bubbles. Those bubbles indicate missing metal because in order for the bubble to come up, the rust has to go through metal. And so there's basically two pieces of metal, one on the inside, one on the outside. There's very little distance between them. So our goal will be to get protective coating to get in that little gap. And there are different products we use for that. And through this video, you'll be able to learn these things we'll show you. So getting products, protective product in this area is very important. And of course, getting it under the fenders. We all seen Mercedeses with gorgeous vertical headlamps. And the next thing you know, there are some rusted bubbles here because that has a common area. That headlamp has a bucket on the inside and the dirt and moisture traps on that bucket and everything rusts. Then we're talking in typical areas here where the dirt and moisture makes its way even through the splash shield. There's a splash shield here that we're going to remove through the process to get in there to clean everything and to protect it. Then famous rust on the bottoms of the doors. Again, when you see rusted bubbles here, that's a very bad sign. It's too late to do the protection. You can slow it down, but really to fix it, you have to do some sheet metal work. And again, if you look at the door structure, we have the door frame, which is this part, and then you have door skin, which is literally slipped over. And so this is part of the door skin that has like a U shape here. And at the factory, obviously they have the frame, they put the skin on, and they roll this bead and they roll it in. And then they put even pinch welds. So commonly, because again, this is one metal, there's another metal on the side, and this is another third layer of the same metal that's on the outside that's here. So over here we have 3 layers of metal with 2 contact surfaces. So it may rust between these 2 and on the inside. So our goal here is to protect all that, to get the right product in there to seep in those areas. And if there are any flaking paint, not on this car because this car is amazing, we would clean that up. So the same goes for all 4 doors. And then we have famous rocker panels where the rust, it's called dog leg, that can rust away because again, we have sheet metal here, which is the quarter panel. We have another sheet metal, which is the wheel well, and they're all welded here. So we need to, like literally here, there's about 3/4 of an inch, like 2 centimeters, or a little less of distance, and we need to get product in there and make sure the product soaks in all the way in this pinch weld. Obviously, we're going to get rocker panel product in the rocker panel. And what type of product we're going to use? Because this car has no rust and it's close to new condition, we're going to do some preparation work, and we're going to use transparent, see-through Waxoyl, clear Waxoyl. And it's a very good product for this application. I would not necessarily use it for a vehicle that would be used extensively in the harsh conditions like off-roading, winter driving. But for a vintage classic car, that is the best, very best product to use because you can still see what's under the product. So for value retention or for your own viewing pleasure, it is nice to see that beauty of the original quality vehicle. And with this product, you can protect that and you can see through it. So all these areas are going to get protected. We don't have easy access to the back panel and to the trunk, but we're going to get in the enclosed areas there because there's a floor, there is outside panel and the inside panel. They all create enclosed areas. We're going to get in there with the product. And any other cavities in the vehicle body, our goal is to get in there with protective coatings. So stay tuned for this amazing video, and between myself and Ian, we're going to deliver this amazing content. We're making excellent progress with the Volga rust preventive treatment, and as you can see, the way we keep our shops clean is we isolate the work area from the shop. So just even for dust or any overspray, you can see we apply this plastic. We almost like create an office environment inside. Let's go inside and check it out. So what we're doing now with wire brush and just a little brush, semi soft bristle brush, we clean off any sand residue. And then, of course, we removed the splash shields under the fenders, and we didn't see any rust issues or any concerns that we need to repair the rust. Look at all the condition here is great. And you can see why it's so important to apply the protective coating is to preserve these conditions. So we're pretty much just dusting off everything, and any loose little chunks of dirt pieces or anything else that is loose, we're just brushing it off. There are some areas, like we can see right here,
where we already applied a little bit of rust converter. Again, it was very light surface rust, like for example, this area right here, where we applied rust converter to kind of slow down and stop the rust. And there are very few of those areas, like this one here. There was a little bit of surface rust that we applied rust converter. Yeah, and all these areas, like area right here, we're gonna apply rust converter. And if there are areas like this right here, you can see the rust is just the beginning. So this is an excellent time to catch that, stop it with the rust converter, and apply the protective coating. But this car is in quite amazing condition. It's actually unbelievable.
As we just saw, the technician was in the middle of doing the product application. Now, as you see him reassembling this awesome tool, he just refilled it with the product as it ran out, and it uses the shop supply of air to aerate the product and apply it on the underbody. And later in this video, you'll see how we do the enclosed areas. We'll have an attachment for the same tool that will snake into all the little access points for the enclosed areas. But he just did a quick refill, as I said, and now he's back to work applying the product on the Volga. Now the technician has completed most of the application, so he has removed the protective plastic, because now that gives him more access to a lot of these little areas, like near the fender arches and such, and he gives it a very thorough inspection after removing the plastic as well, which he's done, and now he is applying it in a few of the areas where he finds it might be just a little thin, or where it was hard to get to with the plastic there. So after he completes this final step of the underbody application, we're gonna get into the enclosed areas. And now onto the enclosed areas. We're showing the inside of the hood right now, but we can see we've got the special yellow snake tool that he inserts into the enclosed area and then fogs it with the product as he pulls it out of the area. So you would think you push it in, like on this one right here, it gets inserted and the tip of it's probably in this area, and as he pulls it out, it distributes product really anywhere the tool will go. And the tip of the tool has a 360-degree spray pattern, and it does fog up it aerates and fogs the product in there, as I've been saying. So this will get done to the inside skin of the hood, as he's doing right now, as well as all the side doors, the trunk, really anywhere that there is an enclosed area, we will get the tool in there and apply the product. Because as Dimitri mentioned in the beginning of this video, all of these areas where there's the inner and outer skin of the sheet metal, that's where all the condensation and moisture will build up, and eventually it starts to corrode and it has to find a way out, and that's usually through rust, rusting the metal, unfortunately. So he will continue to do the few remainder parts of the hood, as well as some other parts of the engine bay with the product. And then of course now he's doing some cleanup work. Any overspray or runs, he's cleaning up nicely. And now one of the most exciting parts of this video, let's check out the final product on the underbody of the Volga. The technician has completed the application, and he has gone over all of the areas that might have been a little thin or that he might have missed initially, and applied the product. And as we just saw, he did also do all of the enclosed areas. So now as we take a walk down the underbody, we can see really how simple it is under here compared to the modern vehicles. And it has a nice even coating of the clear Waxoyl product. We can see where it's extra thick, it's kind of built up and it looks kind of yellowish. But now you can monitor the condition of everything underneath. And this product, it will cure. It still stays tacky, but it will cure and be a lot less sort of runny or glossy. Already this product, it's not a very runny product, which is why it works so well. But give this a few days and it'll dry up a little bit and actually look even better and really be like a hard, you know, waxy coating on there. But really everywhere we can get the product, that's where it's been applied. Even in all of these upper areas of the body, of the wheel arches. Sorry about the shop lighting in the background, washing the video out a little bit. We can see the excess product around all the holes for the frame rails here in the body structure, because we have done all the enclosed areas under here as well. Even right here, we can see that's about to start dripping out, but that's a good sign because you know we've got plenty of product coverage in there. And of course, things like the transmission, the engine, all those things were avoided, and a lot of it was masked so we don't get the product on things that are hot and that are gonna be, you know, very stinky and unpleasant to have the product on. And the exhaust we can see is still masked just there. And I have one last thing to show you. Of course, we did take off the splash shields in here, and now we can see clearly up into the fender structure, all of that coating that's been applied. But check this out. These are the factory splash guards here, and they're actually metal. I think they're, by the looks of it, I think they're aluminum, but it's metal with a little kind of sealing like rubber piece on the side. And that is a far cry from what you get now on vehicles. It's all plastic and it gets damaged very easily. And this is really, it's not gonna happen to that. But the technician now is about to clean these and he's gonna apply the coating to these as well. And then all he has to do is reassemble the vehicle. So put the wheels back on, put those splash shields back on, remove any of the final masking. And then this Volga is gonna be protected for a very, very long time from really the only thing that could kill this vehicle, which is rust. The Volga is reassembled, it's back on the ground and ready to go. Of course, the work that was just performed, it does cost something, but in the end, it ends up really being priceless in my opinion, because it saves your vehicle from the rust. Especially something like this, it's already survived so long and it's in such excellent and impressive original condition. This is really the best and pretty much only way to make sure it stays in this condition for the long term. So if you are interested in having a service or a protection like this applied on your vehicle, give us a call, 978-263-9000, or send us an email to service@alphacars.com. Send us your vehicle information, send us what you're looking to have done, the level of protection. We cater these protection plans really to each job, to each vehicle and customer, work within their budget, reasonable budget, and just offer the exact protection that they're looking for. So this has been Ian and Dimitri reporting from the AlphaCars Service Center here in Boxborough. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on the latest motoring content.